called as oil seeds. And today we will be starting with beverages. And in the beverages we have got 3 crops to learn from. Number 1 in it, we will be talking about something called as the tea. We will be talking about, in number 2, as the coffee. And we will be also working upon something called as the cocoa. There will be certain mentioned about special points to remember, which according to 2 or 3 marks question, whatever is going to come, you have to answer it. Now moving first to the tea. When we talk about the tea, we are talking about the climatic condition. And here it is going to be tropical and temperate. So what is the tropical, hot and humid climatic condition is required, but in case the temperature is a little lower, even then it is going to suffice, or production can be taken from here. When you talk about the leaf, you are talking about the young sprouted leaves. The smallest leaf has got the maximum value and the old leaf will be having a little lesser value. And this is about the reason that these leaves or tea leaves, basically they contain certain chemicals. When we drink it, we feel like energized. The position of production is concerned, India is second rank. And obviously, the first rank is China. There is a particular chapter in class where you will be learning certain ideas from where exactly the tea originated. But historically, what the proof is that the British basically brought this concussion, the mixture, to be utilized in India from China when they started having the trade relations set up with China. So they brought it out here. Ultimate requirement for its growth, we need to have something which is called as the sloppy land. And when I talk about the sloppy land, I'm talking about slant. So that the water does not remain stagnant. We had learnt about the same thing in maize. So maize also favor a little slanting position of the soil so that water does not remain stagnant at those places. The same is out here. It requires that slopy land. But the slopy land should be having more of iron. Good iron content is required essentially for the tea plants to flourish. The average temperature, which we have already talked about as tropical and temperate, it is 20 to 30 degrees centigrade. So it is varying. It can survive at 22, it can survive at 28, it can survive at 30 also. So this is an optimum temperature. But the rainfall is concerned, we require plenty of rainfall. 200 centimeters of rainfall is required. Now this rain, these plants don't require at one day or within 1 month. This whole 200 centimeter of rainfall should be continuously following throughout the year. So what the word we talk about is intermittent supply of water through rainwaters, and this rainwater should be there and then flow away. Should come and go away, and that is the sloppy region we are talking about. The certain locations where we happen to find these tree growing more abundantly, tea plants, we see Assam, West Bengal, we have got as Uttarakhand, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So in southern parts, we have got as the Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Still, the tea plucking is done manually. So you got trained persons. We have got that picture which is shown in your textbook. That is again an important one, because question might be just asked about showing the picture and get a relevance about it. Manual picking of the tea leaves is a precondition for its survival. We haven't got those, at least till now, those special machines which can only pluck the desired leaves. So, and this is a reason why we call it as labor intensive industry. More labors are required in it. Assam and West Bengal, which we have already mentioned, these are the leading producers among all the states within India, and they contribute 75% of the tea produced in India. So, this was a bit of information which is expected for a 2 to 3 marks question within the beverages. The second beverage which we have got is the coffee. The coffee again is going to be seen in those areas which are tropical. So I have got is a tropical condition, and tropical means hot and humid. But unique thing, the coffee plants, they are grown under the shade of large trees. Now what does it mean? The coffee plant usually doesn't want to be present in direct open field where direct sunlight is going to be falling. It requires that filtered sunlight, some scattered sunlight which should be falling over it. The rainfall which is required is 150 to 200 centimeters of rainfall. We require again the sloppy lands. And the temperature is concerned, we have got is 15 to 28 degrees. So what you can see from here, the difference, the reason I'm making or drawing it out here on the board side by side, you can easily correlate it. And here it is 20 to 30. Here a little lower even can make the plant survive. Coffee has got its own history, and it was believed that the Arab traders who used to travel from Yemen, that is the Gulf Peninsula, they brought the seed along with them for the very first time, and then they planted out here. And there is a place in Karnataka, there is a district to be very precise, Coorg district, and that is very famous in India for the production of the coffee plantation which happens. Again, the word is plantation. Tea is again a plantation. Coffee seeds, they are taken out of the plant is going to produce that seed, it is going to be roasted, grinded, and then served. This is what the coffee is all about, having a higher concentration of caffeine, which again makes us a little more energetic. Then comes the third one, which we talks about, is the cocoa. Now cocoa is again going to be seen produced from the cocoa plant, and these cocoa plants again require hot and humid. That means we are talking about is the tropical conditions. And when we talk about tropical conditions, obviously a higher level of temperature is going to be required with excess rainfall. Now this excessive rainfall, basically we are trying to understand is 150 centimeters plus. Though it is not mentioned in the textbook, but this is an average which we expect that annually 150 centimeters of rainfall will be falling in that area where cocoa plants are growing. Recently we have started exploiting cocoa as a production, but when we talk about the cocoa, the major producers are African countries. The African countries, they are the major producers. It means we have got the production of cocoa, but it is not in the line of matching with the rest of the world. Cocoa production is going to be concentrated primarily in the southern side or southern peninsula region of India, where this hot and humid climatic condition, temperature a little higher, 20 to 30 degrees centigrade is going to be seen. Intermittent rainfall throughout the year is going to take place. So those areas where we find the cocoa to be more excessively grown is the southern states, including, we have got as the name given as Kerala, we have got as Karnataka, we have got as Tamil Nadu. A bit of it is also grown in Andhra Pradesh. So southern states, they are getting very much covered under the production of cocoa. This is a three-topic information which is being provided of hot beverages. The next information which is being discussed is the cash crop. Within the cash crops, we will be going through certain productions which is happening in India. It first of all includes something which is called as the cotton. At world level, India holds the second place in production, usage and export. So just imagine how much we are producing the cotton. We are at second numbers as far as production of cotton is concerned in the world. We are second largest consumers of cotton in the world, and we are the second largest exporter in the world. You might have seen, at least in picture, something which is called as the cotton flower. As it's going to bloom, we are going to see those fine thread-like structures, which is called as the cotton ball. And within the cotton ball, we are going to find certain seeds into it. Now, cotton is going to be separated from those seeds. That cotton seed is going to yield us some oil, which is called as the cotton seed oil. Kapasya de. Edible, fit for human consumption, and the seed is going to give us the de-oiled cakes which can be used for as fodder. A unique name is given to the cotton and we call it as the white gold. So this is the synonym we use for cotton. We have learned about something called as the black gold. So it is the fossil fuel, petroleum or coal we talk about. And here we have got as the white gold. The requirement for this plant to grow, we need to have something called as the black lavite soil. And this black lavite soil is the one which has got another unique property why we prefer it to be growing, the cotton be growing in the black soil is it can retain the moisture for long. What I am trying to tell you is, in case I have got the black soil and I am going to pour some water over it, the water is definitely going to percolate, seep down and once that heat is given, so that water evaporate, what we are going to see the topmost area, the area which is in contact with the atmosphere, it is going to develop some cracks, split it up. So small cake structures are going to get formed. But in case we see it from the top, it is all dry, it appears to be dry. If we dig a little deeper, we are going to find that the soil is still holding the moisture. Now, this property which I've just mentioned, that is developing the cracks first thing and the ability to retain moisture, both help in the production or a good production of cotton. Those cracks basically allows the air to travel down to the roots so that the roots can breathe, and the moisture retention is the particular property which is going to be used by the plant so that they keep on absorbing the water and the nutrients. And for that reason, this black lavite soil is also given a name as the cotton soil. The particular climatic condition which is going to be required will be a temperature ranging from 20 to 35 degrees centigrade. With sufficient amount of rainfall, and that rainfall can be from 50 to 70 centimeter. Certain places where even lesser amount of water is available, that is this 50, even then with the help of irrigation we can grow it out there. The growing season of the cotton is approximately 6 to 8 months. So plant grow for 6 to 8 months. Why especially we are mentioning out this duration is that the plant requires the frost-free period. This is important. Because of a very long duration of the cultivation of cotton, the certain parts of India, that is predominantly the northern side of India, frost do take place during winters. And when we talk about frost, you can correlate it that the transpiration which occurs in the night, it converts into ice, because transpiration is happening is of the various gases being released from the plant, and along with it the humidity is also released. But in case this moisture which is going to be present on the leaf, it is in contact with a very low temperature, what is going to happen? The vapor, water vapor, crystallizes, forms the ice, and this ice gets deposited on the leaf. And in case this happens, the property is known as the frost, and this frost is one of the most feared enemy of cotton plant. So तुरंत प्लांट के ऊपर इफेक्ट दिखाई देते हैं. Certain areas where we see the cotton to be growing much more, we have got those areas where black lavite soil is present. Now black lavite soil, we have learned, is going to be present predominantly in Maharashtra and adjoining areas. When I talk about adjoining areas towards the north, I have got as Gujarat. Towards the east, I have got Madhya Pradesh. Towards the southern side, I have got as Karnataka and parts of Telangana touching it. So these all areas, they are the one where predominantly more of cotton is grown. We can also call this particular area as a cotton belt. But apart from it, there are certain locations where the required conditions might be getting altered a little bit and small amount of production of cotton to take place. You have got the places like Punjab, we have got Haryana, we have got as Tamil Nadu, we have got as Odisha. There also we see the cotton is being produced. Among all the states, Gujarat has taken a special title that largest area where the cotton is sown area-wise is happening in Gujarat. So if all the productions of various agriculture products are happening, the cotton happens to be holding that area where the largest sowing takes place among all the states. Among Gujarat, we have got certain mentions of the districts like the Surendranagar. We have got Rajkot, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, Sabarkantha, Mehsana, Kotad, Bharuch. We have got Panchmahal, Amreli, Kheda, Surat, Bhavnagar, Patan. So these all districts, they have got this availability of growing the cotton. In the map which is there on page number 83, you can see those areas where cotton can be grown, marked as a pink colored coverage out there. The next one, within the cash crop, that crop which is going to be sold directly to the market without consumption taking place at the farmer's place, we have got a sugar cane. Sugar cane, if I talk about India, we are talking about India having a unique position, maximum sugar cane is in India. But we have got contradiction. थोड़ी सी गड़बड़ सी दिखाई दे रही क्या है? We stand second after Brazil in sugar production, and the reason is very simple. In India, from sugarcane, we not only produce sugar, that is crystal table sugar, we also produce gur. We also produce khandsari, and because of this deviation in the production of sugar cane juice, the overall sugar production is limited. See, we are dividing the things. Sugarcane syrup is one thing, that is the raw material, but from the raw material we are basically diverting the production into certain segments. We are producing that local made gourd or khandsari or sugar. So three major products are going to get produced from the same raw material, and for that reason our production does not suffice with the production of the world. Recently we have also started production of something which is called as ethanol. We learned about something called as the biofuel. Sugarcane production, what we see is sugar syrup is going to get produced, it is going to get boiled, mixed with certain chemicals, and we will be getting those crystals. While it is getting boiled, a lot of waste is generated which floats on the top of those tanks, which is collected, and we call it as molasses. Black, thick, viscous liquid. From this liquid, lots of other products are lately generated. We see alcohol formation out of it, and we also see the methanol formation out of it. So, this methanol is going to be added among the other products of petroleum and used as a biofuel. Recently, in case you happen to go through those newspapers and the news which is circulated, Indian Air Force have recently started utilizing this biofuel in the aircrafts also. So it is not something you have to be skeptical about. If aeroplanes can fly, obviously every other vehicle can fly. For the production of sugarcane, the soil requirement is black or alluvial soil. In both the cases, what we come across is a higher nutrient concentration. So, हमारे पास में दिखाई दे रहा है there was particular soil, be it the alluvial soil, be it the black soil, where the nutrient content is little more, we can easily grow the sugarcane. The temperature is somewhere about requirement of 21 degrees centigrade to 27, 28 degrees centigrade. And this means it doesn't require too hot or too cold condition, it is intermediate. As far as rainfall is concerned, so medium rainfall of 75 centimeters to 100 centimeters of rainfall is required. And in those areas where the soil is good but rainfall is a little less, it can be grown for the process through irrigation. We are talking about Punjab, we are talking about Haryana. So those areas where 70, 75, 80 centimeters rainfall is the pattern which we see occurs. So they compensate with the help of irrigation. There is a point which is to be remembered. Uttar Pradesh ranks first in the production of sugarcane. But quite contrary again to it, it is Maharashtra which leads in the production of sugar. Two things we are talking about. Uttar Pradesh is a leading producer of sugarcane as far as all the states are concerned, but the sugar production is not actually there in Uttar Pradesh, it happens to be more in Maharashtra, even better than Uttar Pradesh. We are not going into the detail, it is all because of the temperature which is required, the soil availability, the sugar mills, and most important, the thing is that sugar cane juice is exclusively used in this Maharashtra for the production of sugar only, whereas in Uttar Pradesh or northern part, that is Haryana or Rajasthan, Punjab, we find it that those products which we have mentioned like the gold and khansari, those products are also prominently produced. So the production obviously of sugar is going to dip down. If you talk about Gujarat, then South Gujarat is really having a lot of sugar cane being produced. The area where you are living out here, you can see it. So many sugar mills have been located. Sugar mills are located where sugar cane is produced, And the reason is, after harvesting, it is presumed that within 24 hours the crushing of sugarcane should take place, otherwise loss of sugar content will start to take place. This is what we call as the decomposition. The sugarcane starts to decompose, the content of sugar keeps on decreasing. So as you harvest, it should be crushed within the mill so that you can extract the juice. So sugar mills are going to be located in and around those vicinities, those areas, those locations where sugarcane is in abundance. And for that reason, in South Gujarat, we happen to see in and around Nawaz only 3 sugar mills are present, so that this harvest can be collected at the earliest. The next one we have got is the jute. Also called as golden fiber. See, these words which are synonym to certain products, you need to remember it, because at time examiner really put up those questions and asked in the same manner. Write about golden fiber, write about white gold. So you need to remember those particular names, that it is related to which particular product. Now this golden fiber, we see that India ranks first in production. But we are number 2 in export. The number 1 in export is our neighboring country Bangladesh. फिर से कुछ प्लस माइनस दिखाई दे रहा है. We are largest producers but not the largest exporters. This jute fiber, as you might have seen at many places, it is used in production of gunny bags, goni, mattresses, ropes, bags, even footwears, handicraft items, clothes, new thing which is happening or which is really catching up. Clothes is also there. The place where jute happens to grow very comfortably is the place having the fresh alluvial soil. And this we can see in the delta region of Hooghly, where we have got the world's largest delta, Sundar. So I've just put it, you can equate it, that fertile soil, that is fresh alluvial soil, is required of the delta region. So it is fresh because every year those rivers are bringing plenty of sediments getting deposited in the delta region, and the jute is able to grow very easily. Apart from it, what is required is hot and humid climatic condition. That means a little excess of temperature and a little excess of rainfall, both are required. So 30 to 40 degrees centigrade is the temperature requirement, and more than 150 centimeter of rainfall is required. As we have talked about which all locations these conditions are going to be found. So West Bengal, Assam, Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, all along the Ganga and Brahmaputra, and obviously West Bengal being the leader in production where the delta region is available, you are going to find that it is going to be produced in abundance. certain figures are there. West Bengal alone contributes to 80% of the jute produced in India. So the conditions are favoring, and obviously West Bengal has propped up as number one player in production. The next one in the cash crop we have got is tobacco. And tobacco has got its acronym, and that is called as the golden leaf. Tobacco which is consumed at the time of harvest, it appears yellowish golden. And for that reason, it is given that particular name, that it is the golden leaf. We will be learning about a special area in Gujarat which is called as the land of golden leaf. So that question really is asked time and again. Tobacco is a kharif crop. That means it is going to be grown in the rainy season. It is a kharif crop. And this kharif crop requires a unique soil arrangement, that is the sandy loamy soil. With temperature ranging from 20 to 30 degrees centigrade. So temperature requirement is 20 degrees to 30 degrees centigrade. And the rainfall which is required is approximately 100 centimeter. There are mentioned about the 4 countries in the world which are leading producer of tobacco and exporters of tobacco also. We have got China, Brazil, India and USA, and this is according to the hierarchy. So it is the top producer and exporters. We rank at 3rd number. Number 1 we find is China, then I have got is Brazil, then I have got is India, and finally we have got is the USA, America. Within India, certain locations are found where more of this crop is grown. We have got is Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka. And within Gujarat, there is a region which is called as the Charota region of Khera district. And Anand, Mehsana, so this whole belt which is present out there, Vadodara, Panchmahal, is about 80% of BD tobacco is produced in Gujarat. And various addictive products related to tobacco is used. What I'm using is addictive. One who is using will be getting addicted to it, and secondly, it is carcinogenic, cancer causing. You have those gutkhas, you got those BD, cigarettes, snuffs, etc. These are those products which are produced from tobacco. The 2 things you have to remember. One is this addiction, and second one is carcinogenic properties, cancer causing properties. And then we move on to rubber. This we have done about something which is called as the jute. We have got as the tobacco, a quick revision about it. Jute also called as the golden fiber. India ranks first in the production of jute is concerned, but as far as export is concerned, we are sitting at the 2nd rank. Fresh alluvial soil of delta region is required, and maximum production happens in the West Bengal Hooghly Delta or Sundarban Delta, which is present out there. Hot and humid climatic conditions, 30 to 40 degrees centigrade. 100 to 150 centimeter of rainfall is required. Tobacco, also called as the golden leaf, produce. Kharif crop requires sandy and loamy soils. Sandy because the water should seep down again, should not remain stagnant in the roots. Temperature requirement will be 20 to 30 degrees centigrade. Rainfall will be ranging 100 centimeter plus minus. And the top producer and exporter in the world, we are number 3. Number 1 is China, number 2 is Brazil, number 3, as we have talked about, is India, and the 4th one is the United States of America. The last in this category of cash crop we have got is rubber. Rubber is taken from the latex of plant, and when I talk about the word latex, you are talking about the plant is cut from the stem and some milky extraction comes out, and that milky extraction is called as the latex. Process is also mentioned in your textbook. Acetic acid, vinegar is mixed with the milk which is being collected in the rubber plantation and then heated on a low temperature so that we can obtain rubber. The process is more or less the same like how we obtain paneer, cottage cheese. You got a milk, you add some acid to it, heat a little bit, we are going to see the segregation of some solid and liquid components of the milk taking place. Same thing is happening as far as production of labor is there. So latex is collected, acetic acid, that is vinegar, is mixed with it, heated a little bit, you'll be getting some solid components, some liquid, liquid is removed, the solid is rubber which we are going to use for n number of products. What those n numbers? We have got those tires, we have got tubes, we have got appliances, handles, lots of things. For it requires again hot and humid climatic condition. And as the name suggests, we will be seeing that the plantation of rubber will be more concentrated in the southern part of India or peninsular part of India. This is the reason why the country Malaysia, it ranks first in the rubber production in the world. Those areas where we find plenty of rubber in India, those states, we have got as Kerala, we have got Tamil Nadu, we have got Karnataka. Certain positions are also found in Assam and Tripura, that is northeastern part of India, where abundance of rainfall, hot and humid climatic condition is present. With this, we come to the conclusion of the cash crop. Hopefully, we will be starting with the condiments and spices, fruits, vegetables and flowers, and then moving on to again one of the most important aspects. Those are the reforms which have taken place in the field of agriculture in India. We will be talking about the technical reforms and we will be talking about the institutional reforms, but we will continue in the coming lecture. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow.